and welcome to the Metagame Minute.
Oh,
Since this was just a one-on-one with myself and Dash, I want to take this time to go over this episode. If you have any other questions, clarifications you'd like to have, and what Wolf has been feeling kind of since we started this.
Yeah, this was interesting. It's weird for Wolf. I think what's interesting about the character is I think a lot of his, identity is wrapped up in his physical prowess.
Mm-hmm.
So not having the same physical prowess is kind of a different thing for him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of fun taking on this new role and just kind of, I think he was way more subdued.
Yeah.
He was definitely playing more of a part,
Mm-hmm.
He's just trying to fill in because he realizes it's a dream, realizes it's this whole other world. So I think maybe it was a chance for him to escape and to be somebody else than himself.
Oh,
which
interesting.
Is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Because, there's probably a lot of obviously we've touched on his PTSD.
Yeah.
So I'm sure getting a chance to play a more passive, individual, someone who's, a little more, who's willing to negotiate and discuss more than just swing an axe.
Sure, yeah. And I think part of setting this up was a little bit of that was, I think a big part was you asking if there was books about preparing, preparing into battle and taking this captain of the guard, that's from the Chateau de Magnus as kind of your teacher for that.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's the role Flieger is in, is a recruit, kind of learning how to prepare for something and
preparing for really all the situations they might encounter.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's learning a profession.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a lot of fun, especially in this dream sequence, because you're given a little more, I think, as a player, a little more leeway and freedom because it's just a dream.
Exactly, yeah.
So there's opportunity to kind of play things you wouldn't normally, because as a player in a regular where the stakes are high because you could die, right, you're going to be a little more strategic, a little more careful about what you're going to do. Whereas this, I was like, well, screw it, I'll just try and play these poachers, you know what I mean?
Yeah I like
see what happens.
That's not exactly how I thought that was going to happen, but
right.
I really liked where it ended up, and I think that was some good kind of stretching of the muscles for Wolf.
Yeah, and I did it more so as because I knew I was outnumbered with the poachers, and I'm certain that Turvmal would have helped me if something happened.
Yeah,
obviously, but I just kind of wanted to see where it was going to go before anything, because it was I didn't want to just attack just to attack because I wasn't really certain what their motivations were. But then, of course, at the end, when Turvmal was like, "These are poachers, we kill them," I was like, "Oh yeah, no duh." That's,
yeah.
I should have known that from the get go. But I liked how I
like that. Yeah, I like that because
it
gave us the opportunity to show kind of what the Chateau de Magnus, what the family's where their priorities lie.
Yeah, kind of how they operated really.
Yeah. And so with this and definitely the other one-on-ones, we'll see a little bit more about them. And I think they're an interesting group. They are monster hunters. They are very much lawful neutral.
Yeah, it seems that way because it seems like their ethics and kind of morality fall in this really kind of rigid rule gray area, where because they're we're monster hunters, but at the same time it's not really. It's more they just keep the balance in the nature that's around them. It seems like.
Yeah.
And they struck this deal with this being, which the Black Wolf is, I'm assuming, is some kind of ethereal creature.
The Black Wolf is a spirit, and actually the episode before this will deal with a bit with the Black Wolf.
Oh, gotcha.
But is a spirit that is kind of from the Feywild, kind of from the natural world. Spirits are the things that you saw in the ethereal plane,
right?
That inhabit the trees, individual trees, up to the entire world. But this forest that surrounds the Chateau de Magnus is embodied by and protected by the Black Wolf.
Wait, so was the necromancer the Black Wolf?
No, the necromancer was just a necromancer.
Really?
Yeah, he just has found
what was his deal?
He might have fought you, was kind of where he was, but in essence, he uses that place as a means of trapping souls and doing his business.
Evil necromancer business.
Well, necromancer business. He was also there to, to let you know about anything that you wanted to ask him about, but you push past that conversation, so...
That's true.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what he was.
Question for you, Alex.
Yes.
Whose solo was best? And it's unfair because we've only recorded one. But I mean, you have to officially state it.
At this
will air
point,
last.
My favorite one so far has been yours, Dash.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
I know.
I gotta say.
Yeah, the goal is to win, and I am winning. No one else will ask you that, by the way.
We'll see.
No, I highly doubt it. The only person who will be Rhett.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rhett would be the only one who would ask that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll see how that one goes. That one's going to be interesting. That'll be the final one. And that is going to be with not Strummer, but Zephyrus.
Oh.
And that kind of leads me to another question I have for you is how is Wolf feeling about Zephyrus right now?
He doesn't give a shit. No, it's fine, whatever. No, he's yeah. I still have the house. I'm fine. No, he's upset about his, kind of somewhat passing.
Yeah.
And, because they kind of had a relationship of some sorts,
mm-hmm.
But especially towards the end, there was some contentiousness because Zephyrus was trying to manipulate me into...
Yeah, right. Kind of towards the end, he was trying to use your devotion against you.
Yeah. So I think, he's sad about it, and he's also probably especially sad that our last real meaningful encounter was that little discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think, Thrakis is excited for him to come back because he would like another chance to kind of, mend whatever relationship that is because. He has experience with soldiers that he knew dying and not getting a chance to really say anything. So to get Zephyrus back and to be able to get in what you want to really say, how you really feel, it's kind of a meaningful, important thing to him.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Cool. I like that. Yeah. And I think the final question I want to ask is there anything we haven't touched on since we started with Wolf that you were either hoping to or thought we would? I know this season has happened in all of a week, kind of in game wise,
right?
But I'm wondering, if there's something that you were hoping to see or thought you would see by now.
No. I mean, I think whatever it is that I want to touch on with Wolf. I can usually do. Yeah. So if I decide, and plus there's all this character building in my head that goes on,
mm-hmm.
and how you interpret certain interactions and encounters, and internalize that for the character is kind of how that building happens in my head.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have the metagame minutes because then you can go, well, this is how the character is probably processing that, and this is what that specifically means. So I don't think there's been anything that, you haven't or the story hasn't really touched on for Thrakis because I think he's kind of hit I think people kind of get where he's at, He's this devoted follower. He's very loyal. He can get very heated. And he feels, tremendous amount of pain about, loss. And I think he tries to mask that through his rage. So, yeah. I think there's there's nothing that it hasn't been, touched on that feels been missing.
Well, thank you guys for joining us here at the Metagame Minute. This has been the one-on-one with Wolf, finding the dagger, the actual dagger, which I should have brought today, because I could have physically shown you the dagger.
Oh, that's right.
Because I'll have to
just chuck it at me.
Chuck it at you, yeah.
Oh, you know what? There is one thing that we have touched on, but I would like to touch on more.
Oh, yeah.
Is yes, exactly. Is Thrakis or Wolf building more of a following of Cord?
Ooh, yeah.
Getting more followers.
And I've got some ideas with that. I think like the next season we'll deal with that. I've been reading Matt Colville's Strongholds and Followers, and I want to kind of take the pieces of that I like and put it into this. And very much a piece of that is a table to roll on and some nice, easy stat blocks to be able to use, characters as NPCs if you want to fight with them, and some fun rules on like barbarian camps and things like that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm excited with that, but I've been trying to find a good way to fit it in.
Right.
And this is, I think, these one-on-ones, and then the episodes after that are going to be very narrative heavy, very much not bookkeeping, which is what a lot of the followers and kind of things like that will be.
Gotcha.
But so I'm excited about that as well.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm excited.
Which was, I think your conversation a few episodes back about trying to bring on some followers spurred me onto that, and so I've got, it's in the works.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Then I am pleased.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys for joining us around the table here at the Metagame Minute. This is your DM, Alex. I've got Dash with me, and we will see you guys on Monday.
Sick.